Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm PlaidPagan, and you might notice that the background looks a little different this week. That's because Becky and I are planning something kind of special for the set, and I don't want there to be any spoilers, so we'll see what we can do there. But yeah, so I've just got the soundproofing wall behind me. So this week, I want to talk about a film that I was super excited for. Once I found out about it, which was relatively quick, I only saw a trailer for it last minute, and then I got really excited because Barbara Crampton was in it, and tried to get my hands on it, and it was just this whole mess, which I'll get to in a second. The film that I'm talking about is Sacrifice. 2020 is the actual official release date, although it didn't come out till 2021, but it's marked as 2020. I don't know why, but anyway. Yeah. Spoilers. I'm going to be talking about spoilers for this movie. And just let me get it out of the way right away. Garbage movie. Sorry, I love Barbara Crampton, and the idea of this movie was excellent, but the execution and the delivery of it was piss poor. Not happy with this. So before I go into my full review of the movie, I just want to tell a little story. So basically, many of you know I live in Canada, and I tried to order this film through Dread Central. It was the only place that had it available. Now, first of all, I ordered it initially with no caveat, no warning, no nothing. I purchased the film, spent $35 in shipping and $15 for the Blu-ray. I mean, thanks, Canada. But anyway, so I paid almost $50 for this Blu-ray. And I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I'm waiting. And then I get an email that says, you've been refunded. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I reach out to them and I'm like, what's the issue? Like, the money's in the account. It's cleared you took the money out. You said I'm refunded. The money's not here, but the order's canceled. What's going on? And they said, oh, this film can't be shipped to Canada. And I'm like, what? So I go and I look, I'm like, this can't be banned. Like, how, you know what I mean? So I went and I looked, it's not banned, and I'm like, and I can't find it anywhere. It wasn't on any digital streaming services in Canada. I couldn't get it on Apple TV. I couldn't get it on Prime. I couldn't get it on Google. I couldn't get it anywhere. And I'm like, what the actual fuck is going on with this movie? And then I found out the same thing's going on with Willy's Wonderland. I can't get that anywhere either. So I feel like if I'm in Canada, I kind of get screwed with a lot of these smaller, quote unquote, horror films. I burned my thumb. That's why it's wrapped up. But anyway, like I'm getting shafted on this. So I did get my refund after all, and let me tell you, it finally came to Apple TV last week, and I'm really glad I didn't spend $50 on this movie. Holy shit. I ended up paying $10 for it on Apple TV and got it digitally and watched it the same night. Yeah. So, man, this was rough. Now, I'm just going to tell you, if you've seen the trailer, you've seen all the best parts of the movie. It's one of those. So you get what I'm getting at here. That's just how it is. So going into this film, I had high expectations. Barbara Crampton's done a lot of work with H.P. Lovecraft stories before. This isn't an H.P. Lovecraft story. It's more like an inspired by H.P. Lovecraft. You know, it's got Cthulhu elements and stuff like that. But it's a letdown. Like, I mean, as a Lovecraft fan, I'm always, like, anything remotely close to Lovecraft, I'm, like, gobbling it up like it's going out of style. So, when I saw this, I was like, oh, fuck, amazing. Another Lovecraft film. We just had Color Out of Space, which I loved. I know a lot of people, that's kind of a polarizing movie, but I loved that movie. And now this. I'm like, excellent. This is gonna be a good year. Good year-ish, you know what I mean? So, basically, this guy and his pregnant wife get an inheritance from his father when he passes away. I think that's the premise. So they move back to Norway. I think it's said. I feel like it's Norway. Anyway, they go back to his hometown and they start to discover that he's part of this bloodline that's like revered in the town. And there's this cult that worships this god that they refer to as the Slumbering One. It's basically Cthulhu as far as I can understand, but that's pretty much the extent of that. There's all these dream sequences. The wife keeps having nightmares about random things happening. And those scenes are kind of cool, except that, like, it's one of those... I'm okay with one or two dream sequences. Usually one. Two is pushing it unless it's really good. Two dream sequences is pretty much where I draw the line. You know, they wake up, oh, it was just a dream. This movie is one after another, after another, after another. And it culminates in a twist that was, I wouldn't say it was a bad twist. It was just kind of predictable. And then the movie ends. And this is the thing. I watched this whole movie and I was hanging on. Because when I first watched Housewife, I was not impressed. And I love Housewife is one of my favorite films now, but when I was first watching it, the first like half an hour, I'm like, okay, come on. And then the last half of the movie really sold me on the whole thing. And I was kind of hoping that was going to be the case with this movie, Sacrifice. It wasn't. It's just a bunch of dream sequences that lead nowhere to nothing. And the big finale is he thinks he has to sacrifice his child. I gave a spoiler warning at the beginning of this, so I don't want to hear any shit. The big climax is I think they drug his wife or whatever, and they're out there. They go out to the ocean, or the lake where they're going to do their ritual, and he thinks he has to sacrifice his child to appease the slumbering one. But what ends up actually happening is the cult turns on him and sacrifices him, and then makes this whole comment about how it was never about his child is going to be like the inheritance of the bloodline or whatever, and he was the sacrifice. And then the movie ends with them burning him on a boat out on the water, and you get like whatever, like it just ends. I mean, I don't even think you get like tentacles coming up pulling another. I'm not saying it's like a Lovecraft inspired thing. Showing the monster is always a really touchy thing in the Lovecraft stuff, but that's not the problem with this movie. It had a really cool concept of like this sleeping elder god that comes to you in your dreams and manipulates things around you, and I'm sold, because I think that's a great concept. But it doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't do anything. It's just a sequence of these dreams that don't mean anything, that don't pay off in any way, and then this twist that is predictable but and quick, and it wraps the movie up. So yeah, I was pretty disappointed in this. All around a bad experience, between my experience with Dread Central and getting this movie to me, to like not being able to get it until a week ago, meanwhile everyone else has seen it like 2 months ago, and then just the movie itself. Yeah, not impressed. But I mean, maybe it's for you, maybe not. I don't know. Check it out. If you haven't seen it, maybe you want to check it out if you can. I wouldn't recommend paying full price for this thing. You'd probably be pissed off like I am. Watch the trailer. That's the best. You got everything you need in the trailer. If you have seen this already, though, let me know what you thought. I'm really curious if I'm not alone on this, but I'm really curious if other horror fans have taken it the same way that I did. Because when I look at the reviews and the things people have said about this, I don't think I saw a single positive review for this thing. Anyway, let me know what you think. We got the new podcast episode coming out on Friday, and there might be some changes coming to the channel that we're going to be talking about shortly. So keep your eye open for that. Anyway, have a good one, guys. Be safe. Be good to each other, and take care of yourselves, okay? Take it easy.